we just went through a lot of clips of the last game, and there's so many positives that it's a process that if we keep doing the right things, these these losses will turn into wins, and they'll stay wins for a long time.
Is it more to the point now of the emotional part of it, or where that is, as opposed to the technical part? Is that going to change?
No, I think our emotional part, we've been in, look, it's not like we're going out and playing and losing 6-1 every night and getting outplayed. I mean, we're right there till the end in every game we've played this year, and it just hasn't bounced our way in the last 7 minutes of the third period. And so, I mean, we haven't had that luck, but I mean, the things we're doing so much better than we were doing a week before, which we were doing better than we were doing 2 weeks before. At that continued pace, I'm really excited about what's coming up.
How much is this different? Remember in mid-March you were bemoaning the fact that you guys couldn't score in the first period. You couldn't score a first goal, and you were wondering about how are we going to stay in this thing? I mean, do we need a sports psychologist? What are these guys all about? How much different is this? Because you guys are getting leads.
Yeah, the difference is right now what I think, and I'm telling them, is they're holding their sticks trying to squeeze the steel right together. Like, I mean, when you get back in, you look at sometimes in other than the Columbus game where we had 16 shots, we've sort of been waiting not to lose rather than playing to win, like we've been doing when we've started every game and in the first two periods, come out and played really hard. And but now we're, and it's a little confidence factor in the third period. And I think if we can, you get the one successful win, I think that'll turn a lot of stuff around.
When you came in last year, the team was so far back. I don't think anybody thought you could actually make a run for the playoffs. So people got excited with the finish you had, but in a way it was almost like a bonus because so little had been expected. How different do you think is this season now that these same players are expected to win and they're supposed to be a playoff team versus it just being kind of...
Well, the playoffs aren't won in October, I mean, unless you're playing baseball. I mean, I look at things in a positive light all the time, or I try to. I mean, we've gone through the parenting where you're tough on them and then you build them back up and everything else. But I mean, now, what are we, 4 points out of a playoff spot with 75 games to go or 77 games to go? So, I mean, it's not like you're 18 points out and you're playing like crap and you're waiting for the something really bad to happen. We started 5 games on the road. Now, granted, the games we're playing at home aren't easy. I mean, we're playing tough competition, but I like the way we're trending, and I think we're going to trend in a positive manner.
Bruce, what's the stretch been like for you mentally?
Same old. I've been through all this before, so it's you keep an even keel. I try not to read anything you guys write, and try not to watch too much TV other than the game itself, and just sort of stay in my own little zone and just do what we do to prepare for the games. And I've just been through this so many times that I know if we keep doing the right things and stay upbeat about it, that good things end up always happening.
We asked you earlier about Quinn and the fact that he seems to just lap up the ice time. 28 minutes the other night. He's second to Doughty in terms of minutes per game. Is there a ceiling on Quinn? Can you?
Well, yeah. Well, we don't want him to play that much, but I mean, you get situations where there's been a couple games we've gone down to 5 defensemen during the game, and he's playing more than he should, and that's that. In essence, we believe that, I mean, 23, 24 minutes is probably where he should play, but out of necessity, he's had to play more. That ice time, when we get healthy, will be down.
Even pre-COVID here with Quinn, Bruce, he seemed to have this thing about him where he just handled everything with such aplomb. Like, he never seemed to get rattled. I don't know if that comes from his family lineage in hockey, his dad, or the fact he played in elite programs. Have you noticed that about him, just as a coach, how he seems to just handle everything and being able to...
He's a pretty calm demeanor. You never see him get too excited. But the one thing I do know is he wants to win very badly. and when things don't go well, that it really bothers him because he wants to win so badly. We got so many guys in there that want to win. If you had been near the dressing room after the Columbus game, I mean, the sticks breaking, the frustration, because we knew we played a good game and we just didn't close the door again in the third period. But I look at records of leading after the second or tied after the second, and all the teams end up with a really impressive record. So I believe that's going to happen to us. We're not going to be the anomaly that all of a sudden leading after two is not going to be is going to be a negative factor.
What do you tell JT?
Pardon me?
What do you tell JT?
About what?
About his game? What advice or support or counsel do you offer him?
Well, I mean, I thought yesterday he competed really well. He didn't show frustration, which is, which is great. He's very talkative on the bench as far as being positive towards the group. He knows that he's probably got a lot of weight on his shoulders, thinking he has to do a lot of the stuff to be successful. But I mean, as long as he continues to be competitive as he is, and the will to win, and the good teammate that he is, then I think then the other stuff is going to happen. I mean, every scorer or every player that I've ever played with can go 8 or 9 games without a goal and then score 7 in 3 games. I mean, that's what sports is about. It's not very rare do you get the guys that are consistently getting a point every game and go 82 games without scoring in, say, 8 or 10 games. That doesn't happen. So, I mean, I've got no qualms about where JT is going to be and where he's going to end up and how important he is to this team.
Bruce, is there any update on Stillman or Poolman or Dermott?
Nothing to report really on any of them. Dermott's still out. Pullman's being looked at right now, and Stillman's being looked at right now.
And it's sort of a talking point in the market at the very least without a win, but what would it take for Jack Rathbone to get into this lineup?
Well, I mean, I was sort of waiting for the home opener. So he'll probably be in tomorrow.
Are you going to waiting to shave until you win?
No, my wife gave me crap about that last night. So she said, I never want to see you on TV without shaving, so I got to wait to get home tonight.
This is going to be on TV too, by the way.
I know, and she's going to be mad at me again.
How imperative is it to fix the penalty killing too?
Well, I mean, I think you need your special teams. I mean, power play and penalty killing. I mean, not to dodge the question, but I mean, the power plays had great opportunities in the last 5 minutes of the last 2 games to win it, and we just haven't been able to get the job done. But the penalty killing, again, it's a process. We weren't good in Edmonton. I mean, they got a pretty elite power play, and one of their power play goals was an empty net. So I mean, that's a little bit of a misnomer. But I think the last game goal, when things are going wrong on it, like I mean, you can kill it, and then a little deflection that goes over the glove, and that's in. But I mean, I'll tell you, Mike is working so diligently and hard at it, and we're doing the exact same way we did it last year. So it should be okay to eventually we're going to be good at it. That's what I'm saying.
Sabres put up a 6th spot on the Flames last night, and also won in Edmonton. Do you have time to look at any film of what you're going to be facing?
I'm going to be looking at Buffalo today. Okay. I mean, it's one day at a time. Okay.